Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is the squat effective? Is the squat the king of leg exercises? And we're going to go in depth on why I feel like it is or is not. So let's get started. All right, we're talking about the squat, and this is right here is a massive exercise for anyone who's willing to take part in that particular exercise. Most men stay away from the squat because it requires so much energy to do this particular exercise. The squat is like a mini marathon when it's performed. So most men that I know of stay away from the gym, which is why their leg development lacks. In other words, most men are not going to work their legs because of the amount of effort, whether it be the squat, leg press, or anything else. They're going to pretty much stay away from working the legs. A lot of guys are. And that is the reason why you have a lot of guys with mediocre to no legs. And it's like this: either you're gonna work or you're not gonna work. That's the way it is with the squat. The squat, it gives you no choice but to work because it incorporates so much more energy that's required from the body to perform the squat. Now, leg presses, you can kind of escape a lot of that the extra help that's required, like the squat is. So you can still develop excellent legs with just the leg press, but it's just getting guys to want to work out the legs, period. Most of them don't want to work out the legs. Now, the squat requires all efforts from the quadriceps, the hamstring. It even have the calves in there. It also uses the back, the shoulders, arms to a certain degree, and your core to perform this exercise, which is why that particular exercise is so difficult to do for most people, so taxing on the body. Like I told you earlier, it is a mini marathon when you're doing squats, and you are doing them effective. Now, the squat is always going to be king, simply because it incorporates so many other muscles to perform this particular exercise. Now, where most people mess up at when it comes down to the squat, they mess up with trying to lift, again, too heavy of a weight, which will put them in the 2 to 3 to 5 rep range, which is not a effective range for building muscle. It's a good range for building strength when you're going from 2 to 5 to 6. All that right there is strength reps. And if you're doing squats within that realm, 9 times out of 10, you have mediocre legs, but you're pretty strong because, again, you're working the tendon muscles more or less than the endurance type muscles, and also the massive muscles, the muscles that make that particular body part looks big. You have to get up into the rep range. You don't want to just stay with the tendons. You want to work the muscle itself, and this always get me You got the slow twitch muscle fibers and fast twitch muscle fibers. And the slow twitch muscle fibers are the smaller muscles, which will give you the endurance, which is the muscles that most people who do push-ups and sit-ups and things of that nature, those are the muscles that you are working, the slow twitch muscle fibers, which is why you have to do so many in order to even feel like you're getting a good workout from it. The fast twitch muscle fibers are the big part of the muscle that makes a muscle look big. And the energy levels to that particular muscle is not as great, which is why the 10 to 12 rep range is the perfect range for that particular muscle. It also allows you to put more blood into that particular part of the muscle because of the time under the tension. So the more blood flow that you go, the more blood flow that you have, the better the blood volume to the muscle, the greater the nutrients and and everything of that nature is going to the muscle. So stay within that 10 to 12 rep range when doing the squats, no matter what the weight is. If you're trying to lift heavier and heavier weights, you're gonna have to literally work your way up to those heavier weights with the higher reps. That's the only way you're gonna be able to do it. You're gonna have to increase your weights as you become stronger. Push yourself toward the 10 to 12 rep range. If you can't make it to the 10 to 12 rep range, you are lifting a weight that is too heavy for building muscle. And there's no other way that I can really explain that. If you can't make it to 10, and then the thing about it is some of them will tell you that you will fall off. Yeah, you'll fall off as you pyramid up in weights. You will fall off. But the reason you're falling off because you don't have the endurance to maintain for the next level of weights that you're adding. Once you fall out of the 10 to 12 rep range, that's pretty much it. You're going to tendon muscles. You're going to strength type of exercises rather than muscle building exercises. So stay within that 10 to 12 rep range. I cannot overemphasize that part enough. You want that blood volume. You want to be able to pump as much blood into that muscle as you can, and you can't do it with 1 to 5, 1 to 6 reps. You can't do it with that. You're going to keep mediocre legs. You're going to have to keep your rep range 10 to 12, at least that much. Now, once you start going beyond 12, you're then going into the slow twitch muscle fibers, which are the smaller muscle fibers, which are the endurance muscle fibers. And you want to kind of stay away from those simply because they're not effective for the look that you're trying to acquire, which is a larger looking muscle, a larger looking body. Now, again, as the best exercise for overall leg development is always going to be the squat. Can you build legs without the squat? Yes, you can. When you do leg presses, a lot of the stabilizer muscles and stuff like that that's required from doing the squat, a lot of that you don't have to worry about. You know, if you're an older guy like myself, I would recommend that you do leg presses rather than squats, because as you start getting older, you can't afford to get hurt, because no matter what you're doing to yourself, if you're one of those enhanced guys or whatever, you're still not going to heal as fast as a younger person on the same gear that you're taking because of your age. So age, no one escapes that. Time, no one escapes it. You know, once it's your time to climb that ladder of age, you know, things are just not gonna click like they used to when you were younger. So accept that. That's the way it is. Ain't no way around it. That's human nature, baby. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.